Yes, whatever you want to call, you can call.
Okay. Good afternoon. Just a minute. I don't know. This Teams notifications keep popping in Skype these days, no? Because it's getting to be discontinued. Skype.
Right.
Right. Okay. Yes, Raj. So tell me, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. And what about you?
I'm
How are you?
also doing well. Looking forward to this day, and I think it's going to be quite fruitful for the activities that I have planned for it.
Yes, but I just want to say one thing. I mean, like when I watch your video, so you were not look. I mean, you are so beautiful. Then, like in your video, I mean, in the reality, which was I was not appearing like. I mean, your personality is totally different from the because I'm meeting to you. When I watch your video, so you were not looking like that. So you are totally different from your that video.
So, how should I take this? That I don't look that
Compliment
better,
as a
or
compliment.
I don't?
No, 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 no. I'm just giving a compliment because I watched. So I mean, you
Right.
were looking like very different personality, but in reality, you are looking so beautiful. Of course, in
Thank
that
you
video,
so
you
much.
were in that video also. You was beautiful. I'm not, like triggering any point, but just you are so beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I take this compliment well. Thank you.
Okay.
And yes, you had mentioned in your mail that you belong to UP,
UP.
right?
Yes, UP.
Right.
Yes,
So
exactly.
there is only little that I know about you, and I would like to know a lot more about you. So, for my sake and for our audience sake, could you introduce yourself?
Yes. So, well, my name is Rajpal. I'm from UP. I completed my master in political science. My hobbies are reading books, diary writing, practicing yoga, and recently I have generated new hobby, which is writing the inspirational quotes, just for you can say self confidence and to self awareness. So these are my hobbies.
Wow, you have quite, productive hobbies, I must say. So you're
Yes.
creating a course for self-improvement, if I heard it
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how did you, get this idea that you need to create such a course? What inspired you for that? Okay, before you answer that, I think if you are posting it for your channel, your audience would also like to know a bit more about me.
Definitely.
So
Yes.
I better
Yes.
introduce myself there, and then we can
Of
continue our
course.
conversation.
Of course. I'm waiting for that.
Yes. Welcome to the audience, and I am Mandeep, and I run a channel in the name of Fluency Goals by Mandeep, the one that Raj was talking about. Okay, and I belong to Delhi. I'm currently living in Delhi, but I originally hail from Punjab, and I have had all my education, entire education from Punjab. And I believe that three things are very important in life to bring happiness, that is purpose, then respect, then recognition. That is, at
Yeah.
least for me, that I can say that brings me happiness. To have a purpose is very important.
Right.
And there come the hobbies, and my hobbies keep on changing, or I must say that I keep on learning new things. So whatever strikes the chord of my heart, I learn that. These days I am working on self improvement while also teaching students English, that I have been doing for the past 15 years. So I want to
Oh,
take
great.
it further. Yes, that's a bit about me.
Yes, great. Sound very great. I guess so. I would say one thing that I have heard. Even I have met a lot of the girls, women are also from the Delhi. Particularly, I would say about the girls. The girls of Delhi's are. I mean, they are so sharp. I mean, sharp in the sense, not I'm saying negative sense. They are not so calm and composed as you are giving your intro. So I think this personality, this is the myth that is also being exposed that because it is considered. I'm not saying that it is the perception, but there are the few incidents. It is considered that the Delhi's girls are so sharp sometimes, and they become so rude, but it's not appearing from your side that and that every girl is like the same whatever happened.
Well, I believe that maybe it has to do with the fast pace that Delhi people are supposed to be constantly living in. So the
Mm.
fast pace of life, actually pushes you sometimes to become direct, and they quickly cut to the chase, and they do not have time to, ponder over thoughts and process them for long. And people tend to come into that phase of doing everything quickly, even if
Right,
it's
right.
speaking.
Yeah. So I want to know about your the career as a, like the English teacher, tutor. So how did you start, and how did this idea came to your mind that you would start your journey in this field?
Well, I had the love for the language from the very beginning, from my schooling days only. And the new words that I would learn, and especially I had love for literature. Not just,
Mm.
I would hear somebody speaking and talking, and then I would like to speak, not just on that level, but I was very deeply interested in literature. And till my graduation, I had done my graduation in economics and English honors. If you know, English honors involves, doing elective English, studying English literature as a one subject, but doing MA level English along with that.
Mm.
And I excelled there. I was the topper in my college. I had a lot of it, but then I felt, when I had the time to do post graduation, I felt that I'm becoming quite cynical. Poetry and all that is making me too sentimental. So I had enough for economics as well. So I chose post grad in economics. But then it didn't stop me there. I wanted to explore English as well. So later on, I did my postgrad in English as well. Did my B.Ed and CTET, everything that is required to become an educator. And I started teaching children. And from there, after teaching only, I realized that, when you start teaching some subject, your subject improves even, a lot more than you
Right.
were a student, because you go
Exactly.
deep into researching it, especially grammar. I had never improved my grammar the way I improved it, the way I mastered it while teaching. So till date, when I watch, Netflix series, I watch a lot of them. I am complete, complete. I sometimes I become a couch potato and I just finish all these series in one go. So I binge watch, but then even then I am learning. Okay, these are the new words I never knew. And right now, just before our conversation in the morning, I was watching something, and I wrote these many expressions from there only. So I keep my notebook along with me.
It's a great. Actually, you mentioned that you so much engaged in watching the the web series on the Netflix. In my case, actually, I'm very much bookworm of reading the books. So whenever
Bookworm.
I sit,
Hmm.
yes, whenever I just sit on reading the book, so I just think that okay, let me finish the one chapter, and this
Hmm.
circle actually goes on, and I don't feel that
I lost your audio. I You became mute again.
now.
Yes, now.
Yeah. So I'm also in the same process when come to the reading. In my case, I just start the reading books. Yesterday, I had the book. Actually, that book was just left, the half book. So I had to finish that book in 2 or 3 days. But I finished yesterday the whole book.
So
So
what you
today,
start, you must finish it. That urge,
yeah, yes. But I have
Right.
to control it. Actually, I have to control it because I think the extremeness in everything, for
Right.
it's not the so good. And yesterday I realized that somewhere I'm going with the too much speed, which is not the right thing.
Hmm. So I remember in my earlier days I used to be bookworm, but now I am a lazy lazy worm, I must say. So I rely too much on the series and all because it entertains also. So which book you were reading, if mind sharing?
Yeah, I think the book name just forgetting the book name is yes still I have remember. It is eat the frog, eat the
Eat
frog.
the frog. Yeah, I have a video on that. Also, I
So
love that phrase.
yes,
Tackle the
really very
difficult challenge first.
yes. So great book,
Yes,
interesting.
right, right.
Yes.
So,
In
yes,
your
in the yes, right. You go ahead.
no, please you go ahead first. Lady
No,
first.
no, no.
No, first of all you go. Then I would ask.
All right. In the beginning, only you mentioned that you were working on self-improvement course. So
Okay.
actually, that uh, conversation was interrupted with the introduction. So I want to ask you what actually inspired you, what pushed you to create a course, and how do you think it can benefit?
Well, I'm for the civil services. So I want to build up my personality completely, because basically I'm come from the village. So it is perception generally that the those who come I know that this is not the exactly true, but this is the perception that those people, those that comes from the particularly the village rural background, they don't have the
Mm-hmm.
good communication skills. So I want to just expose, break it, that this is the predetermined mindset. I want to break this. And for me too, as a for my career also, it's a very important for me to have the, you can say, the all roundings, we can say the skill. So I want to communicate with the people, and even whenever I talk to the new people, so I get something out of them. Their way
Mm-hmm.
of speaking, how they behave. And I used to be very aggressive, I mean, so many year ago, you can say, when I meet my colleagues. But I'm become very calm, composed. So these things I have drawn from the people with whom I have the conversation. Something definitely in this conversation I would also draw from your personality. I do hope so.
Yeah, and in fact, while you were telling me that you were aggressive in those days, I was thinking maybe that is, the age also has a lot to work on your nerves. So, as you
Right.
age, your nerves are a bit calm, and you know, you become calm and you start processing things in a better way. So, you don't react vigorously as
True. Yes.
earlier.
Yes, it does the
Right.
matter. My father used to, call me the previously when I was so much aggressive, and that when the time will become when you will, pass out. So you would realize I was not just understanding that what he was telling me, but now I'm realizing now I ask my other brothers, my cousins, that be very calmful. So I sometimes I realize that I think my father was is the right, that is teach a lot to us, even experiences also when we meet to the new people and the
Mm-hmm.
old people. So we get the things with passing of the time.
Right, right. Totally agree with you there. And in fact, meeting new people, it has a lot of
Mm.
impact on us because everybody, I believe, has something to teach you.
Right, great. Yes. Yes. So you mentioned about the grammar. So I'm very much curious to know about the grammar, the how much the grammar is important. And because I also want to elevate my skill in the grammars. And so I'm very much a bit to know from your side the how much grammar is important for any learners, particularly those
Mhm.
who want to go advanced later.
So, if you just want to be at intermediate level and if your purpose is only communication and to convey your thoughts well, then I don't think it is of utmost importance. But if you want to go on advanced level and if you want to appear in competitive exam, then it is very important.
Right.
So, because it is the foundation of any language, grammar.
Mm.
So, in that foundation also there are many levels, like
Okay.
getting your tenses right first. That is the foundation for conveying your thoughts well regarding to the time.
Mm.
But then comes a deeper level of grammar, say go into the types of adverbs and all that, which you will not probably use in your,
Yes.
you will actually never use it in your
Yes.
spoken English, but
Just yes. Now it's fine.
I can see you have world map on your back wall, and that is for the because you are preparing for civil services.
Yes, right. I just the set the somewhere else that time. So now it's on my very beside my table.
All right. So the question that you posed to me is grammar important. So of course, if you are speaking and your goal is only to communicate, I believe grammar is not of utmost importance, but having a foundational knowledge of grammar, it works for you. But if you are preparing for competitive exams and you want to advance your communications, then I think it is very important, especially having in-depth knowledge. So otherwise, like knowing about different types of adverbs, prepositions, and all those in-depth conjunctions and all those things, I don't think you will ever have to use it in your everyday communication. You don't need to know that. But for competitive exams, it makes a difference, and especially regarding your structure clearance. So if you have a clarity about structure, and it works for professional communication also, where you have to have a lot of exchange in writing. Exchange of communication is in writing in professional settings. So anything, even just using a wrong tense can have a lot of impact on your communication, and the person can understand a completely altogether different meaning. So there it becomes important.
Yes, great. Yes, but I have one question to ask. Let us suppose I have to come on your level. So what should I do?
It has taken me years. What you should do is uh, either you start teaching while you are learning, or
Oh,
you consider yourself as, like, a school student. Take grammar books. So the Bible of English grammar, if you know, is Wren and Martin.
hmm.
You might, the red book, you might already be having it. So go step by step, each concept, devote a week and run a lot of practice exercises for that. Identification, and then forming sentences using that concept, whether you're working on adverbs or your pronouns. And so run a lot of exercises, identify, and then try to use them in, you know, sentences, although that won't matter if you're just working on, from competitive perspective.
Right.
That you get a lot of
Yes.
PDFs online also.
Yes. Actually, and nowadays I'm practicing grammar a lot, making the
Hmm.
sentence, working on the proposition as you just mentioned, adverbs also, and because what I believe that actually it is time to break the comfort zone. Just having very tiny knowledge of the grammar, I want to take enormous leap on the grammars, just grabbing the grammar, because just revising, repeating the sentence structure, i'm I'm like the fed up. So I want to learn new thing, so that is I'm asking all of these things.
So
But nowadays
especially
learn.
start working on sentence structure, changing the sentence structure exercises. You have a lot of them. We used to have a lot of questions in graduation only for that, because it actually elevates your level of speaking also. Because once you get a good grip on that, changing simple sentences, joining them into compound sentences, then changing it, that compound sentence, into complex sentence using the different conjunctions. Like, I'll give you an example, two sentences. This coffee is hot, I cannot drink it. Two sentences, two simple sentences. Now change it into a complex sentence using conjunction to. So it will be, this coffee is too hot to drink. So something
Good.
like that, So you have your exercises, PDFs online. So get those, changing sentence structures only. So that helps in speaking also.
Yes. Yes, a lot of the I mean the good speakers say that like the good speaker, we can say that uh, when you can make the smooth, the things, when the things are the complicated, so you can make them for example there is a very long the words, the sentence, so when you make it very crisp, to understandable, then you will say that yes, you are going on the right path. And I have one more question for you to ask. Sometimes you have seen that people, the learners, they speak, so fast. So Does this right? Just to show off
Is it
your
right?
personality.
Any person who is very confident in what they are talking and they are
Yes.
confident about the subject, what they are speaking about, and their language, they'll never speak fast. Because
Right.
speaking fast is a sign of nervousness. And I would also say here, with a grain of salt, that some people are naturally very fast
Hmm.
talkers, so speakers, but they need to train themselves to slow down their pace. There is a one right pace to speak, not too slow, not too fast. So if you see, TEDx talks also, the speakers that they
Yeah.
come on stage, they never rush their speech.